Today I want to dispel the myth that like only attracts like. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you find value here. Let's get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. I know with your help we can reach that goal. So many are of the mindset that like energy only draws to itself like energy. And that is not true. While like energy absolutely does attract like energy, it doesn't only attract like energy. And so, as a believer, when you are emulating the light of Christ, you're going to attract all kinds. So, you don't just attract to you who you are, you also attract to you who you are not. And this is important because you may be walking around thinking, why am I being hated on? Why am I attracting so much negativity? Why am I going through so much spiritual warfare? Am I emanating the same type of energy? It doesn't mean that. Yes, like attracts like. I want to be clear. But like doesn't only attract like. And so when you think about spiritual warfare, right, it lets us know that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, right? I'm going to give you the exact scripture. It's Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. And it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." And so the scriptures are making it very clear that the spiritual battle, the things that are coming against you, are spiritual wickedness in high places, not spiritual goodness in high places, right? So spiritual goodness is protecting you. That's your hedge of protection. But what's coming against you, what's attracted to you to try to do harm in your life, because the thief, according to John 10 and 10, comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. But Christ comes so that we may have life and have life more abundantly. And so the reason why you may be going through so much warfare is because you are emanating the light of Christ. So when you go to the job, and I'll use that because that's something most people can relate to. When you go to the job and you mind your business, you're not gossiping, you're not caught up in the negativity. None of us are perfect. You'll hear me say that time and time again, myself included, far from perfect. But you're not out here trying to hurt and harm anybody. You're not out here trying to cause destruction and mayhem. You are simply at your job to earn a living so that you can take care of the things that you need to take care of financially, and you can contribute to the world utilizing your gifts and your talents. So you didn't sign up for all the politics. You're aware of it, but you didn't sign up to participate in all the craziness. You don't want to sit there and trash talk the people that you work with. You just want to do your job, go home. Do your job, mind your business, go home. You will have people who will see the way you move, who see that you keep yourself out of the drama, who will see that you don't get caught up in the politics. You're polite, you're cordial to everybody, but you don't get caught up in the politics. You might not go out with everybody after work. You may just go home. Maybe you don't really tell your business, and you might have people on the job that they tell all their personal business. Maybe you keep your social media private, meaning that when you have people on the job that send you friend requests, that want to follow you on social media, maybe you don't accept the friend requests on Facebook, or you're under a different name that's not your legal name, so that you can really begin to create boundaries from your social media life. Or maybe you have an online business. Maybe you have your own YouTube channel, your own podcast, aside from the full-time job that you do. And when people are like, "Oh, I saw your video about so and so and so and so and so and so, and I really don't agree with what you said," you don't discuss that, because while you're at the job, you're 100% focused on your task. That's what you're getting paid to do, right? So you're focusing on your job. You're not talking about the things that you do outside of the job, even if they happen to come across your YouTube channel, because you don't want any issues with your supervisor saying that, you are doing things outside of the job on company time. So on company time, you're focused on the company. So even when people bring conversations about your YouTube channel, your podcast, you don't entertain it. You are going to have people that are going to dislike you. And we may think that when somebody has hatred for you, that there's no attraction there, but that is an attraction. It is a draw. It is a draw, because the opposite of love is not hate to the degree where you hate somebody, where you want to, where all you can do is talk about them, or they take up all your waking energy. No, the opposite of love is indifference. When you really don't care about somebody, they don't affect you either way. They're not even a topic of conversation because they're not top of mind. So there's still a draw, there's still an emotion. Even hate allows you to connect to that person emotionally through the rage, the hostility, the envy, the fury. So there's still an emotional connection that that person has for you, even with you, even if they're hating you from afar. You may not have the emotional connection with them, but they have it towards you, and so that's an attraction. And so it is a myth to believe that you only attract what you are. Again, I said the word only. So if somebody comes on the comments with the craziness, you already know the team is going to delete you. The comment section is not the wild, wild west, and we're not dealing with foolishness and triggers. So absolutely, you will draw like-minded people. So like attracts like, but it doesn't only, that's the operative word, that only. It doesn't only attract like. And so I want to give you a scripture that's also going to drive the point home. And then I want to use the analogy of how bugs are attracted to light. So Matthew chapter 5, verses 14 through 16 says this: "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So your light is going to shine before others. Others is everyone. Others is not just people who are just like you. It's everyone. So when you are in the house of the workplace, when you are in the domain of a job, your light is going to be evident to everybody you come into contact with. When you're at the PTA meeting, it's not just the job. When you are in a family gathering, a gathering with family, that light is going to shine before others. It doesn't specify, it says others. And so that is whoever is in your circumference. So do know that just because you are a positive person who is out here trying to do good, everybody that wants to get close to you, and some people, remember, want to befriend you to betray you. Some people want to get close to you to harm you. Everybody's not like that in the world. Everybody's not like that in the world. I can't say it enough. They're a wonderful, good, kind people. But what this channel deals with, this channel is about taking the scales off our eyes. And so this channel is about defeating life's devils, detecting deception, and navigating the twists, turns, and trials of life with biblical wisdom, resilience, and grace while reaching for our goals and dreams. That's what this channel deals with. So if you want something else, then this channel's not for you. So you know, when you are a lamp, you're going to draw all kind of people to you. So don't be surprised when you are drawing haters to you. So when you think about moths or think about bugs in general, right? They are attracted to light. Now, a light is not a bug. It's not like energy, but the bug is still attracted to the light. And so the reason bugs are attracted to the light, there are several. But one reason is they're trying to warm themselves with the heat emitted by the light. Everybody needs the sun. Every living thing, whether it's vegetation, animals, or people, need the warmth of the sun. Even the predator, the most predatory animal, still needs the warmth of the sun for the most part. For the most part. There's exceptions to every rule. And so you will have people who are trying to feed off your energy. Look, the bugs are trying to warm themselves with the heat emitted by the light. So they're trying to absorb the energy of the light. So you will have people who are hateful, envious, resentful of your presence, but it won't stop them from trying to feed off of your energy. Not only that, Insects are also attracted to light because light signals an escape from potential danger. It signals to insects that the path is not blocked by a predator. And so the reason your path is not blocked by a predator is because you're not a predatory person. And they can see that. But just because you're not a predatory person doesn't mean a predator doesn't want to feed off of your light. And so hopefully this begins to really help you better understand why you can be the kindest, nicest, sweetest person in the world who doesn't get involved in drama, and people will be like, oh, she thinks she better than me. Who does he think he is? And they'll begin picking you apart. You can be kind, you can extend yourself, and you will still have people. Of course, you'll have people that appreciate and love it, but you will also have a segment of the population that you come across who are going to pick you apart, who are not going to like you, who are going to look for reasons to tear you down, who are going to create a whole narrative in their head about who they think you are. She thinks she better than us. She don't want to go nowhere with us. And it's not that you think you're better than them. It's that you have set up your life a certain way. Some people are homebodies. Some people, in their mind's eye, work is just that. It is work. They don't want to socialize at work. They're cordial. They're friendly. But outside of the job, when they go home, they want to dedicate that time to their family if they have a family. If they are single and alone, then they want to dedicate that time to their hobbies and their interests and their personal growth, their spiritual development. And so they've got things that occupy their time outside of work. Even if you just want to kick up your feet and relax and put your feet up and watch your favorite shows, that's your choice. It's your life. You're an adult. But there will be people who will have a problem with the way that you move because you ain't moving like they moving. And you got to remember that light exposes everything, right? Light exposes everything. You turn on the lights in a dark room, you are going to see the things that are in the cracks and crevices of that room. If there are any bugs, the bugs are going to scatter because the light comes on. And so do know that, yes, light does attract like. Like energy attracts like energy. But it doesn't only attract like energy. It also attracts its opposite. That's what spiritual warfare is all about. This is why so often, right, when we're in the world and we're doing all the negative stuff under the sun, we living in sin, we're doing the most foul, horrific stuff, right? Satan ain't after us because he already got us. But the minute we begin to turn our lives around, the minute we give our hearts to Christ, truly give our hearts to Christ, and we begin moving forward in faith in the things of God, not perfect, none of us are perfect, we're going to have slip-ups, but we're growing in our faith. That's when the warfare begins. When you're trying to ascend, whenever you are trying to leave the past behind you, you're trying to ascend, you're trying to better your life, you're going to face obstacles. You will take a step forward to take 2 steps back. And you were like, why is there so much warfare around my business? Why is there so much warfare around the ministry that I want to launch? Why is there so much warfare in my marriage? Why is there so much warfare in my relationship with my family? Because you're trying to grow. You're trying to level up. And we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, right? This is the wrestle. Look what it says. Rulers of the darkness of this world, not the light of this world. There's a wrestling. For someone to wrestle with you, they have to be in close proximity. You can't wrestle somebody that is not in. How can you? That's not possible. And so oftentimes the reason that the wrestling is happening, and remember, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and he does so through other people. So it's going to be people who are in close proximity, whether that's on the job, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's a member of your family, somebody in your friendship group, or some of y'all are sleeping with the ops. It could be someone you're in a relationship with. And so don't be shocked and surprised when this happens. So like energy, let me say this again, absolutely attracts like energy, but it doesn't only attract like energy. So as you ascend to higher heights, As you level up in the various areas of your life, whether it is mentally, emotional healing, mental health, uh, financial prosperity, physical fitness and health, whether it is in your spiritual walk, within just your relationships, within your own personal development and growth and the way that you think. When you are leveling up and ascending, do understand that you are going to encounter warfare, and you will attract people who are going in the same direction as you. Absolutely, like attracts like. But you're going to also have people that try to get close to you that don't have good intentions. That's the darkness attracted to your light, because they want to extinguish that light. So don't be surprised. You're not only going to attract people that are like you, you're going to attract people who are nothing like you, who are nothing like you. And you can't be naive about the reality of that aspect of life. This is why when you are ascending and leveling up, everybody shouldn't have access to you. Everybody should not have access. You have got to really be intentional about who you allow in your inner circle. We can walk in love with anyone. You can walk in love with a complete stranger. Absolutely. We are called to walk in love, right? So that means you're kind, you're in the supermarket, you're pleasant, you're at the post office, the DMV, you are pleasant. You may even make small talk. You may be in the supermarket and you see that the person before you has to put something back because they don't have enough money to get their groceries, and maybe it equals out to $3. You have the extra $3 and you're like, you give it to the sales clerk and you're like, here you go, she can get that or he can get that. That's walking in love. You just showed that person love. But even though you showed them love, it doesn't mean you're going to exchange phone numbers, invite them to your home right then and there, and become best friends and tell them all the secret passwords and just kind of open up your whole life to them. No, we got to guard our heart, right? We're to walk in love while guarding our heart. And that's biblical. I'm going to give you the scripture. The Bible tells us to guard our heart. And so you're not supposed to be an open book for everybody. So as you ascend, be mindful of the different people that come into your life, the different people that you encounter, and be very intentional about your inner circle. Proverbs 4 verse 23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So walking in love does not negate the principle of guarding your heart. You can be loving, kind, compassionate, merciful, graceful. You can be a person who will help somebody out in a pinch. Absolutely. But that still doesn't mean they have access to every aspect of your life, all your vulnerability, all of your vulnerabilities and secrets. So I hope that was helpful for those that are wondering, I'm leveling up my life. I'm trying to be positive. I thought like to attract like. Why am I attracting so much negativity? Because you're going to attract both. Like attracts like, but it doesn't only attract like. It also attracts its opposite. So with that being said, I hope that was helpful. I want to let you know about a couple of things we've got coming up. We have a vision board workshop happening on Saturday, November 23rd, 2024, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your tickets. They're going fast. And so a lot of folks ask the question, are vision boards biblical? My answer is it depends who is facilitating the vision board. And so my vision board workshops are biblical. They are based on the scripture Habakkuk 2 and 2. Habakkuk 2 and 2. Write the vision, make it plain, so that he who reads it may run with it. That's what that scripture says. So in my vision board workshops, what we are doing is we are writing the vision and we are making it plain by way of the words and the pictures and the scriptures that you add to your vision board. All a vision board is a piece of paper. That's what the board is. It's a sheet of paper. Paper is not unbiblical. So what we do is we're going to be focusing in this vision board workshop, we're going to be focusing on ending this year strong and starting the new year with a sense of clarity and focus. Many people create vision boards and it's a year later and they haven't accomplished anything. And usually the reason that happens is because you've created a smorgasbord. You got everything but the kitchen sink on your sheet of paper with no strategy, no no methodology in terms of goals. And so it's very scattered, no intentionality. Or they have a collage. It looks beautiful. You got some beautiful pictures on there, but it doesn't align in an intentional way that moves you forward towards your goals and your dreams. And so a vision board, the whole goal is you need to be able to hit the ground running, right? Write the vision and make it plain. Plain means clear and concise, so that he who reads it may run with it. So anyone looking at the board should be able to decipher what the main goals are and be able to hit the ground running from what you've written. But usually when it's taught or you're doing it on your own, there's no strategies, there's no methodology, or people are involved in occult practices and it is not a Bible-based vision board under the undergird of the scripture, write the vision, make it plain, so that he who reads it may run with it. And so you need to be very clear. You need to know who's teaching the vision board, what principles are they using to teach the vision board. These details are important because this is going to make all the difference in the world. So for those who are interested, the link is in the video description box to get the tickets. It is a ticketed event. And when you click on, it'll take you to Eventbrite. And when you get to Eventbrite, you can learn more about the event. It'll tell you the ticket prices and it'll give you the details of the event. So if you're interested, you'll purchase a ticket. If not, you won't. So want to make sure that you know about that. We also have some books that will help you also. One of the books that's really helpful if you're dealing with haters, if you're dealing with a lot of warfare, if you're dealing with a lot of negativity because you're trying to level up your life, you need the journal Rise Above the Haters. Rise Above the Haters is a biblical journal that gives you biblical principles and your own private writing space to process your thoughts, to mentally unpack, but also gives you scriptures and really breaks down what you need to do to become what I call hater-proof, to cultivate your hater-proof skills. Because the reality of this life is, as long as you're trying to do good in this world, you're going to encounter haters. As long as there's good, there's going to be evil. So you can't erase the haters. You're not going to never have haters. As long as you're doing anything to better your life, there are going to be people that hate on that. And so the goal is not to escape the haters, because you're never going to escape that. You're never going to escape that on this earth. There will always be someone who will resent, envy. There are people that operate from that space. But then the key becomes, how do you put yourself in a place where you are so resilient and strengthened on the inside that you are able to rise above it, so that you keep on shining, rising, and thriving despite who's talking about you, who's coming against you, who doesn't want to clap when you win, who doesn't like you, who's trying to get others to rally around and not like you either. Because you got to be able in this world, you got to be able to have a thick enough skin to be able to move forward, because we can't control other people. You cannot control another human being, but you can control yourself. And so the Rise Above the Haters journal will help you in that aspect. So I would encourage you to pick that up. And if you struggle with confidence and identity, not really knowing who you are in God, pick up my book, Speaking Life into Your I Am. That's a game changer when it comes to knowing who you are in God. And that book is a book of Bible-based affirmations. So it takes scriptures and it takes specific scriptures that speak to our identity as children of God. And then it walks you through a process of why it's important to affirm that scripture. How do you affirm that scripture? And how do you show up as that person in terms of the scriptures that speak to who we are in God? How do we show up as fearfully and wonderfully made? How do we show up as God's workmanship? So it really lays out that foundation for you. That book is called Speaking Life into Your I Am. My books are available at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Target, at Walmart, but all of them are at Amazon.com. Some Target, you may find some at Target, some at Walmart, some at Barnes & Nobles, but the most recent version of all of the books can be found at Amazon. So that's going to be your best bet. So with that being said, have an amazing day. Take care of yourself. Let's do our best to be kind to one another. And please be cautious and discerning when you're out and about in these streets. Be kind, but take your common sense with you. God bless you, and hopefully I will see you at church by phone. So for those who want to attend our church by phone service, You can find out more by going to CassandraMacMinistries.com, CassandraMacMinistries.com, and you will see the telephone number and the times. It's every Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm based in New York. If you're in a different time zone, you just have to make the adjustment of the time zone. And the phone number you can find on our website, CassandraMacMinistries.com, CassandraMacMinistries.com. God bless you. Take care. No matter who you are, you will have haters. John 15 verse 18 says, if the world hates you, know that it hated Jesus first. So if you have haters, know that God is greater than your haters. Lately you've been feeling the weight of your haters coming at you with their envy and their hate, scheming against you, throwing mud on your name, but God's gonna work it out despite their lies and game. God is greater, so much greater than your haters. God is greater, don't give up, it'll pay off later. God is greater, through the pain you're a giant slayer. Let the haters hate while you elevate. Pay no mind to the critics, be about your goals. Keep rising, keep shining. Your haters can't stop no show. They can hate all they want to. Remember you are blessed. Never let a hater see you sweat, cause this is just a test. God is greater, so much greater than your haters. God is greater, don't give up, it'll pay off later. God is greater, through the pain you're a giant slayer. Let the haters hate while you elevate. Don't let the negativity poison your mind. Run your race with grace, one day at a time. They can laugh and they can mock you, but you won't miss a beat. When people don't receive you, shake the dust off your feet. God is greater, so much greater than your haters. God is greater, don't give up.